Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you tarot scopes for the month of June 2022. June is here, it has arrived, and I hope you have survived this far. It's been a crazy year. I want to use the word whirlwind, but I don't want to actually use that word because it's such a horrible one. But it has been one of those years, hasn't it? Just when we think we get a handle on things, just when we think things are okay, something happens and we completely shifted off course again. So I think it's another reason why these tarot scopes are proving to be ever so popular. Last month, I think you all really enjoyed your tarot scopes. I had terrible audio last month, and I do apologize for that, but I assure you those problems are fixed and resolved, and we will have no audio problems going forward. So we're recording June 2022 tarot scopes. If this is the first time that you are looking at tarot scopes or watching tarot scopes with me, welcome. Let me just explain to you how it works so that you have an idea of what you've actually what's in store for you with the next couple of minutes. So I record one intro video, that's this one. So every single of the 12 tarot scopes that I do all get the same intro added in front of the video. Then I turn the camera around so that you're looking straight at the table, and I do the reading from there. So you don't get to see my face during the reading. Not important at that point. What's important is the cards. So we switch the camera around so that you get the hands down top version of the table so that you can see the cards that we do. The reading that I'm going to do for you is the same format or layout as what I did last month in May. Because I just thought it gave us so much. There was just so much information there, and relevant, appropriate information, and not, not light-hearted stuff. It was like real. And I thought that was quite good. I enjoyed it. So I'm going to stick to the same format. The only difference that I'm doing this month are the cards that I'm working with, and I've also added in another set of cards. So we're going to start off with the main tarot deck that I'm going to work with this time around is this beautiful Meraki Tarot is what it's called. Meraki Tarot has just finished off its second Kickstarter, which means edition 2, version 2 or second edition is coming out at the end of the year. I am so excited to get my hands on that. I love my Meraki Tarot, so we're going to be using that one this month. I am partnering or pairing it with Oracle decks, and I have got the Divine Energy Oracle by Sonia, and I am also using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray. So I think with all of these, we're going to get really awesome readings, awesome messages. So the idea behind the tarot scopes is that I record 12 separate individual readings, one for each sign of the zodiac. So starting at Aries, going all the way through to Pisces and covering everybody in between. Before I start the recording, I do set the intention that it be appropriate or relevant for your sun, moon, and rising. So if you know a little bit about your astrology and you know what your moon sign is and you know what your rising sign is, if you watch those videos as well, it will give you a little bit more insight. I encourage you as well to watch the video for your family and friends. So if you want to know what's going on with your partner, if you want to know what's going on with anybody, in your life, you can check out their tarot scope as well to get a bit of insight into what they're dealing with. Because sometimes what I've noticed is if you're aware of what other people are going through, and if you're mindful of what's happening in their lives, you adjust your reaction or your response to them appropriately, which means communication gets easier, which means connection gets easier, which means relationship is easier. And so sometimes it's nice to know what kind of stuff the other person is going through, so that you understand yourself and you understand everybody else around you. And when we do that, we work in synergy with each other. And I think that's so important. If you want to know how to jump around, the way that I do it on YouTube is I do create a playlist. So there will be a June 2022 playlist that will have all 12 videos in it. But if you open up the little description below, I will have the links to each of the 12 videos in the description below. So it makes it easy for you to navigate and jump around. These videos are free, they are public, they are open to everybody. All I ask from you is, if you do enjoy the content, to give the video a thumbs up. A comment is always appreciated, and if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel. When you do that, subscribe to the channel and push the like button and comment, you're basically helping my channel grow on YouTube. You're helping to let YouTube know that, my content is not so bad, and that maybe YouTube should recommend me to other people. So if you want to help me, subscribe, like, and comment on the channel. And for those of you who have found the new, what they call super thanks feature and have used it, thank you. I'm so appreciative of the donations. I'm so appreciative of the show of support. It's not necessary for anybody to do, but I do appreciate everybody who has used the feature. It's a new feature on YouTube. It's only been on my channel for a couple of weeks, and I've already had quite a few people show their appreciation and their gratitude by dropping a little super thanks in the box, and I do appreciate every single one of you. So we're going to turn the camera around. We're going to get started off. And I look forward to seeing what May 2022 has in store for you. Right, Scorpio, let's have a look and see. Whoopsie. Oh, gosh, I can't shuffle cards today. Let's try that again. Scorpio, welcome. Let's have a look and see, what does the month of June 2022 have in store for you? So Scorpio, I am shuffling the Angels and Ancestors deck. I'm going to draw a single card from this deck, which is sort of just going to lay the foundation for our reading, just to sort of start us off on a good note. So what is the foundation of the month for all Scorpio energy for June 2022? Right, let's cut the deck over there. And I'm taking that card. Put the rest of the deck away. Let's have a look, Scorpio. Angels and Ancestors, sort of laying the foundation for our reading for the month of June 2022. And we get the She-Wolf card, telling you to unleash the wild within. I love that. I mean, you know, we've got the full moon. She's got her totem animal. She's got everything there. But look at her body language. Look at the fact that she is revealing her most vulnerable part of herself. But she's so in tune and so connected with who she is. She doesn't have any, like, I want to say, misgivings about her abilities, her strengths, her weaknesses. And she doesn't care who's watching. She doesn't care who's looking at her. She doesn't care who thinks what about her. She's like, you know what, I'm just going to be me. I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to be my true self. And if other people have any issues with that, well, that's for them, because she is very comfortable with unleashing her wild side. And let's be honest, Scorpio, when last have you done that? When last have you just been so free of spirit, of mind, of body and soul, to unleash the wild within? We don't tend to do that anymore, do we? We tend to be very controlled. We tend to be very, what's the word, expected, you know. And laying a foundation, She-Wolf is basically letting you know, Scorpio, that during the month of June 2022, you are free to be whoever you want to be, whenever you want to be it, regardless of circumstance, regardless of situation. It's almost giving you permission to release your wild side. Okay, I like that. So Scorpio, I am shuffling our tarot deck, and this is the Meraki Tarot. And I'm going to lay out the cards, all the cards first. And once I've got all the cards laid out, we will start with the reading. Just want to cut the deck. And let's lay out our cards. These cards don't slide very easily. They've got a beautiful rose petal, buttery kind of finish to them. So they feel beautiful to touch. But when you push them against a second fabric, it almost creates quite a bit of resistance. So they don't slide very well. But they are exquisite cards, as I'm sure you will see and appreciate shortly. All right. So Scorpio, we have our 9 tarot cards laid out. I have left the space over here available on purpose, or left it open on purpose, because I will grab a card from this deck to finish off, and that will sit in the open space. So let's see the message that She-Wolf wants to bring you about unleashing the wild within. Scorpio, we're starting with this card over here, which is going to give us an indication of who you are, what you're going through, what you're dealing with as June comes around. So 1st of June rolls through, 1st of June comes through. Who are you, Scorpio? What are you processing? What are you going through? What is the energy around you? And we have got the 5 of Pentacles. And this is quite interesting because She-Wolf is about, inner control and inner passion and inner, all of those kind of things. And now we've got the 5 of Pentacles, which is the card of saying, I feel like I'm on the outside and everybody else is inside, I feel like I'm separate from everybody. I feel like I am forgotten, neglected, and abandoned, which is quite a powerful, you can just see the colors on the card. It's quite a powerful card and quite powerful artwork. But I think what the message that I'm getting for this is, as the month starts, you're a little bit apprehensive. You're a little bit nervous, if I could even say, around what the month is going to bring. You may have a little bit of insight info as to what's in store for you, and you may be feeling a little bit on edge. You may be feeling like not everything is working out the way that you wanted and the way that you anticipated and hoped. And you may also feel like you don't have much support. But when we unleash the wild within, we will overcome and fix this. So this is just how you're feeling as you're stepping into the month of June. We don't know if that's the same feeling that's going to follow through for the whole month. We are going to, and I think sometimes, when we are doing everything right, when we're doing everything that's expected of us, we are so controlled. And when we are controlled, we don't release the wild within us. And I think maybe this is why you're starting the month off feeling like this, because you have tamed the wild within you instead of setting it free and allowing it to do whatever it needs to do. So that is the energy of you, Scorpio, as you step into June 2022. Now we're going to have a look and see what is the actual theme for the overall month. Remember, this was just setting the foundation. This was just setting the tone of the reading. But now we're going to have a look at what is the actual theme for June 2022 for all Scorpio energy. And we've got the 4 of Wands. And I love this particular, well, I say about all the cards, but we've got all these bees, butterflies and bees, my 2 favorite things, well, and spiders. But look at these little worker bees. And that one looks like it's doing a bit of a disco dance over there. And this one over here, folded in half and all the rest of it. But they're busy, they're doing their thing. 4 of Wands is an interesting card because it's a card of celebration. It's the card of acknowledgement. It's the card of coming together with the people that mean something to you, the people that are important and significant to you, celebrating commonality, if I can use that phrase. So you're feeling like you're disconnected. You're feeling like you're on the outside and that people have sort of tended to forget about you. But the theme of the month is gathering, is the coming together. But maybe that can only happen when you've actually unleashed the wild within. So we're not talking about full-on raging parties here, but we're just talking about everybody coming together for a common cause, common reason, common purpose, celebrating life, acknowledging the sweetness that we have in life. So the month starts off with you not feeling like that, but the theme is all about that for you. So interesting, Scorpio. Very, very interesting. Let's have a look at something that you can look forward to accomplishing during the month of June. So what can you look forward to accomplishing? Oh, and again, just look at this artwork. It just takes my breath away every single time I see it. Scorpio, here we have the Star card, and the Star card is the card of hope. It's the card of renewal. It's the card of understanding. It's the card in believing in magic. And you know what? When you believe in magic, magic happens. When you believe in success, when you believe in opportunity, when you believe in situations turning around and improving, situations turn around and improve. So what will you accomplish this month? What can you look forward to accomplishing? Whatever it is that you're not having, whatever it is that you feel like you're separated from as you come into the month, you will certainly find your belonging, your sense of being, your sense of understanding. You will definitely accomplish that during the month of June, which I think is awesome. Our next, so the next 2 cards are, to me, in this particular spread, in this particular reading, these 2 cards, I believe, are like the most important because they tell us the most. They give us the most truth around what the month is going to bring. So these 2 cards are going to be giving us something that you need to avoid at all costs this month and something that you need to embrace at all costs this month. So let's have a look. What is something that you need to do, whatever you can do, to avoid during the month of June? And the card we have here is the Magician. So here we have a snake that's eating its own tail. It's created what looks like an eye in the middle here. We have got crystals all around. We have got an infinity lemniscate symbol at the top, and it is the card of the Magician. This is something you need to avoid. And you know what it is? The Magician is somebody who takes control of their own circumstances, somebody who takes control of their own life, but somebody who also believes that they can do anything. So it's almost like I need to bring into this here, it's a little bit of I therapy, okay? When I say I therapy, I refer to I as in me, as in my, as in, you know, not you. And I don't mean me as in Rene, I mean you as in listening, watching this right now. So basically, it's about the Magician is the card that says that you believe and can and are capable of manifesting and creating anything that you want. But this is something we need to avoid, because we've been on our own journey for such a long time already, Scorpio. We've been walking our own path for such a long time already. And where's it got us? We're feeling disconnected. We're feeling almost abandoned. We're feeling almost forgotten and left out in the cold. And that's not working for us. So we need to avoid trying to do things on our own. We need to avoid this thought process of, I don't need anybody, I can do it on my own. We need to avoid that at all costs, Scorpio, because especially this month, even though we're unleashing the wild within, even though we're embracing our she-wolf, we still need to do that with our friends and family. We still need to do that with our work colleagues, with the people who are important and significant. This is not the month to be independent. This is not the month to be on your own journey. You've done that, okay? That's what last month was about, apparently, okay? That's what last month was about. It's not what is relevant and appropriate for you now. So, Scorpio, we are going to avoid trying to tackle things on our own during the month of June. Let's have a look at what you should be embracing instead. And we have the Three of Swords. It's about, and it's interesting because the Three of Swords is what we call the heartbreak card. It's the card that talks about, I mean, here we have this one sword that's already pierced the heart. This one is like almost about to, and then that one is going to follow closely behind. So it's almost like deal with the inevitable. That's what I get from this particular card. Deal with the inevitable. Don't try and be the superhero. Don't try and handle everything on your own. Deal with the inevitable, but do it in your circles, in your communities. Express yourself. And I think that's what we get here. It's almost like now suddenly I'm looking at her and I can almost hear her howl. And why do we howl? We as in, you know, wolves. Why do we howl? We howl to express ourselves. We howl to communicate, to express, to warn, to, you know, emote. And this is something that we need to do. So, Scorpio, Spirit is saying to you, embrace the pain. Okay? Avoid the pain by trying to do everything on your own. We need to avoid this ego, independent, strong, confident, and capable aspect of your personality. We need to avoid that. We need to embrace the fact that, you know what, we're actually quite upset at how things have gone. We need to embrace the fact that it hasn't been an easy road, that actually 2022, and I'm just leaving it there. You know, we can go 2021, we can go 2020, we can go 2019, but actually I'm going to leave it just at 2022 has been really, really tough. Acknowledge the disappointment, the hurt, the pain, the suffering. Acknowledge how you're feeling emotionally. If you're feeling unwell, if you're feeling like it's been hard, tough, and difficult, howl. Let it out. Let the emotions out. Don't try and figure it out and sort it out on your own, because you're not going to cope. Okay? You're not going to cope. All right. Coming down the bottom here, Scorpio, this is a card that's going to describe an obstacle that you have to work through. This is something to avoid. So hopefully you won't have to deal with it, all right? Because you're going to avoid it. But this obstacle can't be avoided. This obstacle needs to be worked through, needs to be processed, needs to be understood. And the card that we have here is the King of Pentacles. So here we have our hair, and you can see how strong and confident he is. He's not hiding. His ears are up. He's listening. He's very much aware, and he's very much in control. He knows exactly where all his children are. He knows exactly where all his community are, and he's looking after everybody. But this is an obstacle that you have to overcome. So Scorpio, this is Spirit saying to you, don't try and be all things to all people all the time, because you can't. When you tried to be all things to all people all the time, they sort of forgot you and left you out in the cold. Yes, we want to be with people. Yes, we want to interact with people. Yes, we want to have that connection with people. But we need to process our hurt. And the only way that we're going to do that is by stopping trying to be all things to all people all the time, because that's who the King of Pentacles is. He's the one who takes care of everybody. He's the one who preempts everybody's needs, wants, desires. He's the one who provides for everybody, gives everybody what they need. You need to stop doing that. You need to actually start thinking about yourself for once. And yeah, Scorpio, I know, difficult, but you absolutely have to do it, because I'm just going to keep pointing to that card. Release your inner wolf. Howl, scream, shout, yell, release the emotion. There's so much emotion pent up in you, but you're so afraid of releasing it, but you absolutely need to. You absolutely must, Scorpio. And I think you're going to have many, many opportunities during the month of June to do exactly that. Take them, run with them. Don't try and absorb, swallow, and hold on to the things that are happening in your heart and soul. Okay, Scorpio, we next have a card that's going to show you the support that is actually available to you. So what support is available to you as you go through these difficult times? And we've got the Knight of Swords. Immediately I'm seeing the 3 butterflies. Butterflies are always about transformation and change. But look at our superhero butterfly. You can see there's this kind of swoosh of energy, the swoosh of movement, and the butterfly is progressing. Our butterfly is holding on to a sword as well. I mean, bless his little soul. But he's like running into things. He's like, you know what, I can do this. He's not thinking. He's not strategizing. He's just diving in, doing things, taking numbers. He's like, I'm going to sort everything out, and boom, 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 boom. It's the Knight of Swords is about swift, fast, direct action and activity. So this is Spirit saying to you, don't get too caught up in your head. Don't get too caught up in, the things that you should do or could do or would do. This is about when an opportunity presents itself for you to connect with like-minded family, friends, when an opportunity comes for you to release the emotion, when an opportunity comes for you to express something, take it, run with it. Don't overthink it. Don't think, oh, is this actually a good time? If it feels good, go for it. If the opportunity presents, grab it, take it, run with it, fly with it. Do what you have to do. Don't spend too much time thinking about it and trying to orchestrate the perfect time to say the things that you need to say, to express yourself in the way that you need to express yourself. The best way to do this, the best way to express yourself, this is an action card, okay? So this is an action that you can initiate. This is something that you can set in motion during the month of June. And what we have for you here, Scorpio, is the 2 of Cups. It's about union. It's about connection. It's about two halves of a whole coming together. Now, the reason why I put it down so quickly is because I want to say to you that these 3 cards here are so connected. These 3 cards here are talking about the same story. They talk about working with, coming together, spending time with the people who matter the most to you. You need to initiate contact with like-minded people. Initiate contact with friends that you haven't seen in a long time, with family that you haven't seen in a long time. Have get-togethers, because that is the support, that is the action, that is the advice, that is the guidance that's available to you. But don't try and be all things to all people. Just arrive or be yourself and allow everybody else to be themselves. Let's not have any kind of preconceived notions, but you need to express whatever is like burning inside you. You need to let it out. So Scorpio, we have one more tarot card, and then I'm still going to draw that other oracle card. So this tarot card here is just any kind of additional advice and guidance that Spirit feel you need to hear right now. So let's see anything else from Spirit. And we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, we have this kind of nest happening here. We've got some roses and we've got a little bird sitting. I think it's a little bird sitting in a nest. Yes, it's a little bird sitting in a nest. But look at this nest. I mean, it's up on sticks. It doesn't look like it's very secure. It looks like we've got some storm clouds brewing as well. Nine of Swords is like your worst nightmares coming real. And I think what's happening, Scorpio, is you're so worried about your worst nightmares coming real that you've excluded yourself. You've pulled yourself away. You've separated yourself from anybody and everybody that's near and dear to you. You're absorbing and internalizing all your pain and disappointment, trying to handle everything on your own when clearly you're struggling. You need to release the emotion. You need to scream, yell, howl, whatever it is that you need to do so that you can see, that you can wake up and realize that it's all just been a nightmare and actually a figment of your imagination, and that actually your situation is not anywhere near as dire or as tragic or as scary as you have perceived it to be, because the Nine of Swords is what we call the nightmare card. But in order for you to do it, you need to reconnect with the people that matter, the people who are important and significant in your life. Scorpio, I here have in my hands the Divine Energy Oracle. The Divine Energy Oracle is a beautiful deck. It doesn't have pictures. It really just has keywords and phrases. So we're going to draw just a single card, just as anything extra that Spirit feel Scorpios need to know for the month of June 2022. So let's have a look. Right, I'm happy with that shuffle. Put the deck together, cutting and taking off the top, putting the deck away. Let's have a look and see. You see, Scorpio, trust the divine plan. You know, trust the divine plan. But the divine plan involves you believing that everything's going to be okay, processing your pain and disappointment, letting go of this need to be responsible for everybody else and focusing on yourself and realizing that things aren't half as bad as they initially appear to be. Trust the divine plan. Believe in yourself. Okay? Believe in yourself, but connect with the people that matter to you in your life. And if you can do that, Scorpio, I think June is going to be amazing. And you will not then carry this energy into the next month. We are going to release, we're going to unleash the wild within. Be the she-wolf. Let her express herself. All right, Scorpio, sending you so much love. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.